What's going on, guys? Welcome. My name is Chris, aka RoboPack92, and you are watching This Is the Waypoint, the one and only Star Wars show right here on fucking, what the hell is the name of our channel? Shared Screens. Man, that winter break really messed me up, dude. I ain't done this in like a month. Woo! Awesome. This is the only place on Shared Screens if you like to talk about Star Wars, and today we're here to talk to you about the season premiere of Bad Batch Season 2, a show that we really liked here on This Is the Waypoint, and one that I think we're really excited about. Before we get right into it, we're not covering this show episode by episode. We're going to have this one for the premiere. We're going to do a mid-season episode and then one in the finale where we'll touch on the last episode and then the season as a whole. So kind of condense it a little bit, make it easier for you guys to keep up and watch, and we're just going to have a good time because Bad Batch is all about the vibes, and today we're vibing. Joining me today, as always, up there in the beautiful Bad Batch blue and orange, it's Alec Bobko.
The boys are back.
The boys are back in town! The boys are back in town! Sporting a fresh new cut, some other Josh.
Bad Batch good.
Bad Batch good, baby. And
Bad Batch good.
Joined not only by Jim Tasty, but also alongside the young Qui-Gon Jinn and Count Dooku, it's Jim Tasty himself.
Dooku deep dive!
Instead, today we're going to talk about episodes 1 and 2 of season 2 of the Bad Batch. I want to get our general impressions out of the way. Give me your thoughts and feelings on it. Brett, how'd you feel about the premiere of Bad Batch season 2?
It wasn't as high impact as season 1 was, but it's hard to like match, like Order 66 and everything like that.
Mhm.
But it was good. We got more Dooku content. Great way to start off the year, so I'm pretty happy with it.
I did appreciate the sort of whiplash of like sympathizing with Dooku in Tales of the Jedi, and then immediately in episode 2 they're like, hey, he was a horrible person, remember that? I went, oh shit, yeah, that's right.
Character arc.
The wrong way.
Yeah, it's just not the usual up.
Oh,
this was
yeah.
more of a dip.
Dick Cheney made money off the Iraq War. Count Dooku made money off the Clone War.
I mean,
It's kind of like that.
It's parallels. It's like poetry, man. It rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Josh, how'd you feel about season 2 premiere?
Oh my god, I loved it. It feels so good to be back with the crew, see how things have changed, see how things are still the same in a lot of ways. I love that there's definitely been a bit of a time jump, and there's still some kinks to work out, but they're still rocking it. I love the new look of all the armor. That's going to be a lot of money in Lego sets and action figures.
Oh, I'm
that
buying
will have
them.
to repurchase all over again with a new coat of paint, and I just loved kind of where we went in these 2 episodes and the tension the whole way without and just barely making it out, task by task. So I loved it.
Yeah, man. Alec, give me them thoughts, dude. How'd you feel?
Yeah, I really enjoyed these 2 episodes, and I was actually kind of surprised that most of what we've seen from trailers was just in the first 2 episodes. Like, we really don't know where we're kind of going from here because we thought the heist was kind of be like an overall season.
Star Wars has gotten really good about that.
Right, yeah. So I'm very curious to see where this goes from here. I liked how Omega was kind of being a bit more involved, and how like the whole ship or learning the ships actually came in handy there. But yeah, it's a great seeing the guys back together and seeing the team work through all their issues and all that. So
I gotta agree, man.
excited to see what's.
Hey, Chris, what were your general impressions on episode 2? I'm so glad you asked, let me tell you. So, my thoughts. I loved it, man. I think I'm on record here on This Is the Waypoint of saying multiple times that season 1 of Bad Batch was like comfort food, like Star Wars comfort food for me. It's there's something despite the sort of like dire circumstances around it, that just the way it's presented and the way they tell their story is just kind of it's so nice just to kind of exist within the world and have this smaller, more centralized like focus tale on these like specific characters, and getting lots of background on what the transition from the Republic to the Empire looked like. And Yeah, I thought this was a really really strong premiere. It was just so nice to go on another fun adventure with the boys, and yeah, I think like seeing how the character like the team dynamics have changed, like seeing Omega grow into like a part of the team rather than just kind of like the package or the extra weight, and lots of character development. It feels like they really took the criticisms from season one to heart, and I noticed just the way that the character writing improved to where we got more Echo and Tech in these 2 episodes than we did almost all of season one, and I really really liked that, and so yeah, it's just fun being here again. I think Star Wars animation just has a really really cool spot like like this sweet niche that it takes up within the greater Star Wars world, and the way that it helps expand that, and I thought season one did it in spades. I think season two looks like it's going to continue doing that, and I'm just excited to get more. It's so fun to I think this is the perfect way to kick off what's going to be a huge year for Star Wars in 2023.
And speaking of just animation, like just the animation quality,
Gorgeous.
just
Yeah.
even up from Tales of the Jedi, just a few months ago,
Yeah, gorgeous.
just insane. Like
The
I was
use
just-
of the use of color in this show is wild. Like I mean
Like that.
everything pops.
that scene where they're like running in the city hiding from the stormtroopers, and you see the lights on their back, just like that. It's like at first I was just like, would you want to like turn those off so you can stealth a bit easier?
If everybody's got lights, you don't notice. After a while, you just ignore them. Yeah, something about like the Clone Wars engine has that's always stuck to me is the way that they do lighting in every season. And it's just the lighting in every show that they do just gets better and better. And Bad Batch is no exception, man. Yeah, those night shots were really something else. I also loved when they were on the cargo ship as well, and you can see like the shadows coming up from like the walkways and stuff, like reflect on the armor and things. Like it's a pretty show, man.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous show. So I wanted to talk about some of my favorite little things through the show. I want to hear your guys's too. The first thing that I want to touch on is I loved one. I loved immediately like getting a new character in the bar with Sid. I believe her name was Free.
Wanda Sykes.
Wanda Sykes up in Star Wars, man, and
Yeah,
just
man.
killing it right off the bat too.
Feels great, yeah, dude.
Killing it right off the bat. But yeah, my Free hitting on my boy Tech. He got that riz, dude. Like,
Yeah, man. I'm
I,
around on Tech now, dude. I'm so excited.
dude, I was like,
Took 2 years, but I'm here for it.
I love that he immediately starts talking about like phenotypes and some shit, and she's like, "Okay, never mind." So you know what? Forget it. But yeah, Tech though, I really liked him in these 2 episodes, man. It feels like as a whole, the show is kind of breaking out from these characters sort of getting stuck in their what I kind of consider their sort of like RPG class roles, right? Like Wrecker's not just a
Right.
dumb brute. Like seeing him like MacGyver that cannon together was so sick. Like the dude knows what he's doing. And it was really really great to see like Tech be as proficient in combat as he is. I mean, taking on like multiple clones in hand to hand combat with a broken knee, like that's wild.
Yeah.
I thought that whole sequence was awesome. Tech really stepped up for me. But as far as like big like character changes and development and stuff, I think my favorite sort of new dynamic within the group is kind of seeing Echo like kind of becoming the centerpiece, like the moral compass to the group. You know, I loved his whole plea of like, we're capable and we can do more and we should be doing more to help people, and like him and Sid being like, you guys aren't paying attention to what's going on out there, then are you? And so I get the feeling that we're going to see them kind of expand out and start like helping like all these like different rebel cells or something. I actually thought that was really really neat.
Yeah. In which I love that also being centered around treasure. And like I got a lot of Uncharted 4 vibes of, this treasure ain't worth it, man. Like everyone going after Dooku's war chest is just like straight up not having a good time, and you gotta know when to like let it go, and just Omega like constantly like pushing for it and still trying to like prove herself in the group like I loved, and like that whole conversation between her and Echo and him being like, yo, like I'd do it all over again, straight up, like, we don't regret anything we did.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta stop trying to prove yourself.
it's a cool thematic way to just kind of like show the like the progression into season 2, where like time has passed, things have changed. Like we're not doing the same old stuff anymore. Like it's time to do something new and move on. I also did really like that. There was that sort of like classic TV trope of like miscommunication where Omega hears Echo talking about it. It's like we're here because of Omega, and she's out to like disprove that. I'm really glad that thread was sort of like wrapped up in the second episode, immediately, like they move on and it didn't become like a big hang up for them. I'm so tired of just huge plot threads around like a miscommunication between characters. It's overdone. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad that they immediately tied that up. Like, no, dude, we're glad you're here, and that turned into a really nice moment between them too.
And something I'm just from these first couple episodes that I'm liking so far is that it's not quite as it doesn't seem like it's going to be quite as monster of the week as season 1 was. So it's going to be nice to see that thread throughout the entire season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still would expect it to have that semblance, but I do think there'll just be kind of like a stronger undercurrent in this one rather than because they don't have to get used to the idea that, hey, we're not soldiers anymore. Yeah, you know. Exactly. Yeah. It's like they've done that. That's happened, and they can kind of move on with their goals. Yeah, I'm with you too, Alex. New costumes are dope. Like, I mean, they're really fucking good, man. It's the small details in it that I like. Though, like you can clearly see that they're wearing like civilian clothes underneath their armor's a little more patchwork now. There's stuff that's like been replaced with other things due to like wear and tear or in combat. They've like crossed off like the skulls and stuff to make them look less cloney. Like they look sick.
Replace the red with the orange.
There's like really hide, dope. Like it looks like they're almost using like hide and like natural leathers in it too. Like especially like Hunter with the scarf dripped out, got the fucking leather gauntlets on. They're mixing matching armor pieces. Echo's like skirt thing is like completely looks like it's like a hide, like it's made of like natural materials. It's just all of it just looks. Oh my god, so good, dude. I can't wait for those Black Series figures, man.
And Hunter with the knife holster on his wrist.
Yeah.
One thing
my dog's barking at something.
No worries.
I was gonna say one thing I thought was really cool is in episode 2 was the civilian that was basically that Echo and Tech and Omega ran into. That whole kind of arc with him, and like he, they originally gonna see if he was, they wanted to, if he wanted to come with them, but he was like, no, I'm just gonna stay here. I'm a survivor.
Yeah, this Ron Perlman looking motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
I loved him too, and like
a Jedi survivor. No,
that's
what's his midichlorian?
It's Filoni. You never know.
I wanted it to be a Dooku like relative so bad.
Although I mean, he does have like a similar like hairstyle and everything. I like that just like subtly implying is like, hey, they're kind of from the same place. Like Dooku's hair is just like a Serenian thing,
Literally, and I love like that line he had of like, how do you think Dooku made his money? He didn't just fuck over other planets, like he fucked over us too, and like kind of getting the vibe that like they were just like kind of artists and like performers out in the galaxy, just peaceful, and then Dooku took the ranks and completely just like wiped this planet and for its resources. Sad.
Now, that archive that Tech like helped fix and like was able to get into. Do you think that's gonna come back in any sort of way?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think that was just kind of a way to sort of like show the like imperialism and classism that Dooku sort of reigned with and encouraged, right? Just the idea and also to just kind of show again, and it's like, hey, we're not separate, like just separatists. Like that's not the only thing that is special about this place is that we did have a culture and do all these other things, and I really like that line that he tells the Tech of he's like, we were here before the war, and he says that to a person who literally was not there before the war, and so I thought that was a great moment.
I think that archive is going to reveal that Dooku has a clone twin brother.
What? Pooku.
Oh my god. And he's part of the cloning facility that we saw at the end of season 1 and in Mandalorian season 2. We're making an army of Dooku's. Who's gonna stop
That's
him?
what turns
And
into
that's-
Snoke. Like, Snoke was actually just a defective
failed Dooku.
Dooku clone.
And that's who's in the Bacta tank in Jedi Survivor.
He comes out, he's like, yes, hello,
Uh.
my name is Dount Cuckoo. Like,
Fuku.
The same hilt looking
do-
ass.
you
everything.
do the old, like, Heir to the Empire thing. It's Count Dooku, but with 2 U's. Like Luke Skywalker. Count Dooku.
Yes. Now we're
Dooku.
talking.
Turns halfway through the game. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
talking
goodness.
about a lot of the changes, one of the things that is still stuck throughout these 2 episodes from the first season that I really loved, there's still just non-lethal blaster rounds on these clones. Like they
Yeah.
still got respect for their brothers in the field, and like they're still just knocking them out while those motherfuckers are straight up just there to kill. They got blasters set to fucking die. And then they start using a cannon and shoot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
classic.
That's right.
It's okay.
And they're
okay.
they're up against the wall, man. Like you got V-wings coming at you. Like you can't stun a ship.
I'm
Yeah.
curious if you go back and like, it looks like, if I remember right, Wrecker doesn't actually aim for the troopers. He aims like kind of around them to like the blast
He's-
kind of knock.
He
A
they
couple
they,
shots,
they knocked out a couple.
lands right next to him. Like
Yeah.
right next to him, and it's like I don't know.
They definitely like aim
yeah,
at
and then-
they definitely aim at
and
the
then-
ships, but the rest of it, Wrecker was kind of like
shoot-
aiming around them
shooting
just
at
to
the
kind
wall
of get
and
them
the boulders
away.
are like falling on him too, so it's like
They got armor.
Get
Oh,
armor.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
wearing helmets,
their
bro.
legs are just broken like tech. That's it.
It's starting to give like real Batman vibes of like, I'm just gonna do this, and if you like, hopefully you live, dog. Like,
Right.
hopefully you're okay.
It's like it's one of those like Spider-Man doesn't kill and then it hard cuts to like one of those fucking combo videos that people make in Spider-Man PS4 of absolutely just beating the brakes off of some dude like
Yeah. Taking out an
Flipping off the side
electrical
of the
panel
building.
and fucking slamming down an electrical panel on someone. Like, yeah, it's
it's like no, he's dead.
close to non-lethal as humanly possible. Like, oh my, we are
Throwing a
treading
rocket into
some
somebody.
bounds. Yeah.
Alright, it's like they mostly don't kill. Like I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Mhm.
I did like that detail though. I thought that was really really cool. Speaking of lethal though, Rampart showing up and just fucking icing Captain Wilco, man. Like he was more interesting in that like 3 minutes than I thought he was at all in season 1. Like I was like, oh cool, he's getting character to like a character arc. Like he's doing things. That's
100%.
awesome.
I forgot who he was. I'm gonna be honest. Because I only watched through.
He
season
was
one.
he was the guy that was in charge of the Legion of I almost said Super Troopers. No, the like
That'll be
like
fun.
Well-
specialist stormtrooper Legion that
Gotcha.
that Crosshair becomes a part of. They're the ones wearing like the black armor and stuff. Yeah, that's
Yep,
Rampart's
yep.
division.
100%. In which, when he showed up at the end here, and then he name dropped Tarkin, and he's like, yeah, I got someone above me now. Like, we have to take this off the record. And then typical clone, like, we're following
He's like, I
orders.
can't do it, man.
We're being the good guys, even though we're the
Follow
bad
orders.
guys. And then he murks him. I'm like, okay, I love what we're setting up here, and like, hopefully now he goes and he builds this team of Crosshair, Cody, and it's just like a hunt for the
Red
Bad
October.
Batch. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's funny like that. Like they're so comically evil. It's like they can't know they're alive, and it's like what's like so like you can't. That's a problem. Like
Well, it's,
they're-
I mean,
they're-
it's he's had a taste of the power now, and he wants to keep it. And if Tarkin learns that he failed, he might not have that power no more, and so he's gonna go. I get the feeling he's gonna go after the Bad Batch himself. I'm
Yeah,
also curious
yeah.
if that'll make him distrust Crosshair a bit, because clearly Crosshair didn't snitch.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Which might be why he's like getting Cody involved. We've seen Cody in the trailer, so it's
Mhm.
like, God, I want to I think he's like, yeah, putting together a crew to like stop him. That's like my working theory right now.
Yeah, which is cool. I
100%.
like having this sort of like new admiral as the. I'm assuming he's probably gonna be like the primary antagonist of the show, the one kind of like coming after the Batch and causing them problems, and yeah, that's how we get Cody and Crosshair and all these other people involved too, which is which is going to be sweet. Like they're clearly setting up. I get the feeling next week's episode is going to be a Crosshair one, and I'm really, really excited because he's a very interesting character.
Yeah. Now give me this Admiral, fucking the Rogue One bad guy. Why am I blanking on name right now?
The which one?
The director
Krennic?
Krennic. Give me him. Give me Krennic. Give me like Tarkin, like that, and maybe Wolf too. Maybe give me Wolf, like the announcer that we saw.
Wolf
like,
back in there,
who like showed up in Andor. I want those dudes to just be fighting each other and just having this fucking power struggle right under Vader. Like I want to see that shit so fucking bad, dude. And, like animated Tarkin is a lot easier to do than fucking CGI Tarkin. Like Rogue
technically
One,
he was still animated.
Yeah, but it's not in this format, it's more respect. Like I'd love to see that shit go down here,
Yeah, man, I feel it, and yeah, it would be cool, I think, to kind of pull in these larger things. But I do, like that this is sort of its own contained thing. Isn't the right word? Because I mean, we've seen Cody and Rex and all of these like bigger legacy characters too. But it's still kind of doing its own thing, and I like that. One of my favorite aspects of season 1 is still here in season 2, and that we're just seeing more of the transition from the Republic to the Empire, and I love how subtle those things can be though too. Something I picked up on is that when the Imperial clones are speaking, like they're like the distortion in their helmets is a little thicker. It sounds a little more like the stormtroopers do in the original trilogy, and you can really tell like the clarity between the two of them when it cuts from between scenes from the Batch to the Empire, and I think that's a neat touch. Same with like the V-wings, like really starting to sound like TIE fighters while they're flying. Just lots of little things that are very, very nice. But also, as fans of the video games, we have a few more Republic Commando references as well. There's a bunch of sound effects that are pulled straight from Republic Commando. Specifically, Tech's blaster has the same sound effect as the pistol that you get in Republic Commando, which is a really, really neat touch. Because they straight up just used the visor from the first game in the last season, which was rad as shit. Yeah. And there were a couple more that I saw on Reddit, but I don't think I wrote all of them down for whatever reason. But yeah, just little things like that. It's not gone away completely. I would love to see the Commandos come back though too. I think we saw Commandos in season 1 if I remember correctly, and just put our boys in the show.
Yeah, man.
What better time to recanonize Delta Squad than right here? I guess they were in Clone Wars, but like, but put them in as Imperial Commandos and let us know how that story kept going. I think that would be really, really sweet.
Delta Squad versus the 99.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that would be sick.
There's some stakes in that battle, dude.
That would be
People are gonna
sick.
Torn.
Yeah, dude. Can you imagine how upset people would be if 99 fucking kills Delta Squad?
The mid-season 2 episode arc. Boom. There you go.
Oh yeah. Holy shit.
And I mean, hey, Hasbro just finished releasing the Republic Commando figures. Like, they're on people's brains right now. Make that shit relevant.
Holy fuck. I want it so bad right now, dude. I'm hoping.
I'm out here. I'm manifesting. Please put my boys in it.
We need to get Jordan on this because everything.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Somebody ask Jordan just to wish for it on Twitter. But that's really kind of all the notes that I have. I thought it was really solid just in terms of like seeing the new team dynamic, giving us more exposition on what the universe at large kind of looks like. There was a reference to, I forget the actual name of it, but there was this actual like name for like code name for the Empire, essentially like bombing cities, especially like separatist planets. It's called like Zero Delta One or something like that. It was an old expanded universe thing to where like Empire would be like, yeah, like code like Zero Delta One, like execute, and they just fucking like orbital bomb a planet. And it's cool to see like that sort of thing stay within the storytelling of the current canon, and yeah, and again, it's just this show does such a great job of just kind of building out the smaller things, filling in all these little gaps within the Star Wars universe at large, and I really, really love that. Was there anything else that any of you wanted to touch on?
I think we covered everything I wanted to.
Yeah.
Just
Ah.
I love just the spoils of war, ruins of war, just the duality
Yeah.
of these episodes. Like
Mhm.
I loved all that, having it centered around like this like you kind of established Clone War lore while still establishing like some new Republic lore. Like I feel like this show's like juggling a lot and is doing it very well. And my God, I'm so excited. Plus, we got a little stealth section with Hunter in which there's a little bit of trap underbeat on the rolls, dude. Oh my God, man, inject that shit straight into my
Kevin Conner
veins, man.
firing on the soundtrack for this one. There are a couple of points like the sound cues when they're like trying to search for scrap like within the separatist tanks and stuff too is like this really cool like bouncing like synthy thing going on. You got the real big orchestral. I like of course having like the title cued soundtrack and stuff too, and I'm just like, yeah, man, it's varied and different and doesn't have like one particular sound that it sticks to the whole time. It just tries to match the scene that it's in. It's just ooh.
Yeah. I think like from a technical aspect, this is definitely like the best Star Wars animated like thing we've gotten so far, and I just injected straight into my veins.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
That's one thing I was gonna say. I forgot to shout out the soundtrack or the score because when that orchestral music goes off when they're I think there's a couple times where it did, but it was just swelling. It's like, oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, sets the tone perfectly.
And nothing better than, clicking in on Disney Plus at 1 in the morning, and the snare drums, that war drum just kicking. Oh, my God, man. It feels so good to be back.
Yeah, said at
just
the top of the show. Star Wars comfort food, man. Like there's something that's just so like cozy about this show and being within the world again. That's just so much fun, and that this show just delivers in spades. And so, shout out to Star Wars Animation, man. Don't sleep on it. If you're watching this and haven't seen the show, what the fuck are you doing here? Go watch it, you weirdos.
Must be the Dooku fans, man.
We're everywhere in the walls. Well, hey, that has been this is the Waypoint. Again, we're only doing 3 episodes, mid-season and finale, so be sure to come back for those. Watch this show. It's really, really good. If you want more of what we do here, next week after this goes up, we're doing a Game of the Year podcast. And come see what our Game of the Year is. Who knows? It's God of War. And just, come vibe along with that. We make lots of other stuff too. Like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. And we will see you at the next Waypoint. It won't stop recording. Help!